looks like that's working. So, if you've already read the description, you know that this is an Astronomy AMA. I think what I'm going to do right at the moment is I'm just going to play a little bit of Elite Dangerous and see if we get any viewers. So, let me post the link to the stream. Da-da-da. Let's do it like this. And I'm just going to drop that. On the Southwest Virginia Astronomy Facebook group. And I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to pull the stream up on my phone so that I can watch the chat. So because of that, there might be a little bit of a delay in when I get to answer. Close that. And I'm going to close Discord so we don't get random interruptions. And launch Elite Dangerous. It's been a little while since I've played, so bear with me. And if any of the audio is funky, let me know. Until I get some astronomy-based questions, this is just going to be a gaming stream, but it's taking its sweet time. If I remember correctly, and it's been a couple months since I've booted this game up, I think I might be out in the middle of nowhere. Could be wrong. We'll find out. Oh, look at that. Let's, I guess, first see. Oh, I was flying around. I remember just playing, learning how to fly a little better, but let's and I don't remember how this is outfitted. Pretty sure I had this outfitted mostly for exploration. Yeah, pretty sure I did. Planetary vehicle. I'm pretty sure I already have. Hang on. I think. Hang on. Let's do this. And. Because I'm pretty sure that I have a planetary hangar in here. Yeah. Can we... Oh, hi Daffy. How do I... I'm trying to remember how to store this because I want to use it elsewhere. Oh, buy and store. I can't read apparently. No. Interesting. Again, you'll have to bear with me, it's been a while. I don't remember. Oh, I probably scrolled past that about 4 times. Lord have mercy. I don't want to buy it, I want to store the one I have. How do I do that? It's kind of frustrating. Well, whatever. I have plenty of money, so let's just do this. We'll go back to this. And military vehicle hangar. Yeah, see, 18,000 credits. That's nothing. Yeah, yeah. And I've reduced my jump max by like a light year. No big deal. Okay. Let's see if I can remember the controls.
Detach confirmed. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
And I do fly with flight assist on because I'm using a controller. And I'm not really a dogfighter or anything. That's just not what I like to do. Alright. Get out the way. Yeah, I know I'm speeding. Slow down a little bit. We'll kind of coast for a little bit. And we'll have a look at the galaxy map. Now, I would love to explore, well-known star systems like Polaris and, of course, the Earth system and Alpha Centauri. However, those are locked, so I can't go there. Matter of fact, the large portions of the Orion Nebula are locked up too, and I can't get there. Which also sometimes makes, getting past the Orion Nebula kind of difficult. And I have been enjoying exploring nebulae that I have imaged or looked at in real life. I'm pretty sure I did. I went all the way out to the Heart Nebula one time. I went to the Bubble Nebula. Where else? I went to the Orion Nebula or close to it. What's this? I don't remember. I don't think I've been to the North American Nebula, but I've not imaged that one yet, so pretty sure I went to the Veil Nebula. What is that? Satyr region. Yeah, the other half of the Veil Nebula. So the Veil Nebula is interesting because it's a supernova remnant. Tell you what, I don't think I've been to this section of space yet. How many jumps is that? 53? Yeah, let's do it.
Frameshift drive charging.
And you'll hear that a lot. Frame shift drive charging. Just over and over and over and over and over again.
4, 3, 2,
1. I'm gonna honk the system. I'm not gonna bother scanning every single planet until we get pretty far away, because it's just not worth the money. Not that you really make a ton of money from exploration anyway, but if you've not played Elite Dangerous, what I'm doing right now is called fuel scooping. So basically I'm getting close enough to a star to pull fuel off of it, and I think that it's supposedly we're supposed to be acquiring antimatter, but I'm not sure. But I think it would be, the reason I picked up the vehicle bay is because I think it would be interesting to get out here and land on some moons or something and drive around. I don't have any of the DLCs, so there's not a lot of surface exploring I can do other than driving around in a vehicle. So
fuel scooping.
I'm just gonna check the map. Yeah, see, there's like stations and whatnot here, so there's not going to be much of a reason to go scanning planets.
Drive charging.
And see, these stars are named too, which means that they're close to Earth.
Four, three, two,
I chose this game partially because I can still talk about space a little bit, just as I come across things in game,
fuel scooping.
even though it's not entirely accurate. It still gives you something to talk about, I guess. I do wonder what nebulae and galaxies look like from space, because I'm sure you can probably see more fainter objects than you can from Earth. Oh, that's an interesting orbital line.
Engaged.
I wonder what that is. Oh, this map's going to be interesting. Yeah, we've got 2 stars and a bunch of stuff. Interesting to look at anyway. What's this? An Acumen network? I don't know what that is. This I think is it's a fleet carrier. I don't know what this is. This is what I get for not playing this game. So this is a right there is going to be space station, I'm pretty sure. Let's go look at it. Let's go have a look. We'll swing back by the star. Get some more fuel on the way by.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Gas giants are interesting to look at anyway. Looks like there's either some NPCs or a person there. Makes sense. Usually there is around space stations. Slow your roll. Don't want to go too fast because we'll rocket right past the planet. So what I like to do is look at the estimated arrival time there and start slowing down. About the time that you see it hit 30 seconds or so, try to keep it around 20-30 seconds, because that gives you enough time to actually slow down. This could be an interesting system anyway. That person is hauling. Oh yeah, this is kind of cool. I think this is two gas giants orbiting each other. I didn't look that closely on the system map. Now that I've sat back a little bit, let me... And I don't plan on landing on this. I just want to make sure that it is a dock like I think it is. Or a space station, that is. Yeah, it is actually. I could have told myself that just by looking at its map. Or its little display symbol right there on my HUD. Lord have mercy. Alright. Now, let's take a look at whatever this is. Is that? What is that? Is this something that's on this, on the surface of this planet? I think it is. Alright, we'll see how this goes. I'm not particularly adept at landing on planets, but I do want to go look at this. Just for the fun of it. Slow down a little bit. Already it looks like a pretty cool looking planet, so this could be worth the flight. So I'm coming in kind of at an angle here because there's going to be some coasting involved.
Orbital flight engaged.
slow this way down. Alright, I'm gonna climb back up a little bit. Slow down again. I'm just gonna kind of keep that on the bottom of my screen here. Alright, what is this? Oh, it's like a space station, like really close to the planet. That's kind of cool. Alright, let's look around a little bit. So that right there, that one with the really big circle in the middle of it, I think is their representation of Andromeda, the Andromeda galaxy. And that little galaxy right there, right in the middle of my screen, I believe is their representation of the Triangulum galaxy. Neither one of those look like what they're supposed to be here. I guess that's the star for this system, for this part of the system. Yeah. Oh, look, another ship. That is supposed to represent the large and small Magellan clouds, the two large and relatively close dwarf galaxies. Hello, Daffodil. To our galaxy, they orbit our galaxy, and actually, pretty sure, and I may be wrong about this, so fact check me, look it up, but I'm pretty sure that the large Magellanic Cloud actually is large enough to have a bit of a has a spiral structure, so it's like on the edge of whether it is even considered a dwarf galaxy or not. Much like Andromeda has a rather large dwarf galaxy that orbits it, and I'm pretty sure that the leading theory on that is that it actually is the core of what was originally a much larger galaxy that collided with the main Andromeda galaxy. Alright. I'm not so interested in landing on the station, because I'm not doing missions right now. I'm just exploring. So let's... Oh, mask locked. I'm out of here. Let's do that. I'm going to the planet. Yeah, your frameshift drive charges a lot slower if you're close to a large mass. Alright. Now, slow it down. I want to go look at some of these crazy canyons and whatnot on this planet.
Orbital flight engaged.
Like that. That looks pretty cool. Let's go look at that. We may not get particularly close to the Veil Nebula today. That's okay. This may be slightly less interesting than it looks from space. It's unfortunate. I was really hoping that that was going to be like a massive canyon. Alright. Alrighty. Now I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna slow down. Alright. That's not what I wanted, but that looks cool. What I wanted was this. And we're gonna go modules. I think
Scan detected.
wonder who could be scanning me. Either way, it's fine. Ship, I think it is. Yeah, flight assist. Turn that off.
Assist off.
Alright, now I should be dropping, probably pretty slowly. Alright, now, flying with flight assist off is rather difficult because you have to counteract everything you do, but it does mean that you can glide pretty good. Alright, slow it down. Keep slowing. Alright, and then when you get close, you have to use your right stick to keep your elevation up. And I am apparently not very good at that. Ooh. Too much. Too many beans. Way too many beans. Calm down. Alright, let's do this. Can we fly it kind of like a drone? Helicopter? Ooh. This is difficult. Maybe it's easier if I'm moving a little quicker. Might be a bad idea, we'll see. I remember now, that's why I had the Sidewinder out, because they're cheap as chips, so if you crash them, no big deal. Kind of cool looking. That was intentional. I decided that I wanted to do a flip, which is something that you can't really do with flight assist on, at least not that smoothly. I wish I had some sticks, some flight sticks. I feel like that would make this easier. Okay. It's a pretty interesting landscape, actually. That's
Flight assist on.
there we go. And turn that back on and excuse me. See that shadow to the left? Somebody else is flying around. So they're nice. They seem to have left. All right. The landing gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Never really had a real good look at the ship. Pretty cool looking. that's the star over there. The main star, that is. Alright. Cockpit mode. Trying to remember. Do I? There we go. Now, from what I remember of the Scarab, low gravity warning, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm assuming that what that means is that I need to take it pretty slow. Okay. Now, from what I remember, these things are pretty capable, actually. Like every off-roader's dream. Yeah, pretty good suspension there. We're just driving around for fun at this point, combining some of my favorite things, off-roading and space exploration. Okay. And that's what the low gravity warning is for. Well, let's turn around and have a look at something. The ship is the blue dot on my map, so I should be able to find that again. I wonder what that is. I've not done a lot of planetary exploration, so I'm not really... this. Okay. How do I... Is there not a way to aim? Up and down? is this?
Cargo scoop deployed.
Yeah. Let's try it again. I think we can do it. We can do better than that. Maybe we can do this. Hey. Okay. It's interesting.
Cargo scoop retracted. Cargo scoop deployed. Ship dismissed. Cargo scoop retracted. Cargo scoop deployed.
I'm trying to figure out how to pick up this rock that I have blasted. Oh. Did I screw up?
Ship recalled.
Oh. Is that my ship? Oh, there it is. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. That's cool. Okay. So I can, like, run around this planet as much as I want, I guess. Did destroyed that. Fun. How do I pick this up? That might be something I have to learn about later. So, I think...
Ship dismissed.
Shoot. Whatever. Wonder where it goes. Does it just... I wonder if it just hangs out in orbit until I recall it.
Cargo scoop retracted.
I still don't see the cargo scoop. Anyway, I'm going to drive in third person for a minute because it's kind of cool. Like I said, this is kind of like the ultimate off-road vehicle because it's all-wheel drive. It's got six wheels here. You can see the amount of articulation in the suspension components and the amount of clearance. I mean, this vehicle is huge. And it's one of the smaller ones from my understanding. Look at that. Look at the articulation there. And, of course, it can fly. Which is wild. Anyway. It's got rear steer. If I could build something like this in Space Engineers, I think I'd be pretty happy with that. There you go. The camera is a little jittery, I think, in third person. But I guess it's really not meant for that. Is that? I don't know. Not sure why we're turning so much like that. It's kind of weird. I wonder. Oh, there's a lot of minerals out here. It's a shame that I can't pick them up. I'm sure I can, I just don't know how. Anyway, seeing this rock face over here got me thinking, I wonder how near vertical I can climb with this thing. especially with being low gravity, probably pretty good as long as I've got traction. Because the weight of the vehicle is basically a non-issue. Where'd that crater go? It's a shame. Okay, let's... maybe we can see it from here. I probably should have deployed... oh. Is this it? Probably should have deployed within the crater, since that's part of the interesting... I need to slow down, because I just keep bouncing around. Kind of makes you wonder, and I was thinking about this the other day. I wonder how capable of an off-road machine the lunar rover was when they drove that around. I mean, the moon's got some pretty rugged terrain. And I'd say it would have had to be pretty light to not just basically sink into the regolith. It's not something you really deal with in this game. They don't seem to simulate regolith, which of course this planet probably would have. It's just like a big black hole. Not a black hole, but it's probably just a shadow or something. Alright, I think I'm actually in a crater now. And much like I would do if I was going downhill on my truck, I'm not using the gas now. The only thing I'm trying to make sure I don't do is flip over. As long as I don't flip over, we're fine. I want to know, can I climb that crater wall that's over there? Is partly what I'm curious about here. It's just not a whole lot of traction, because of the lack of gravity is why I keep spinning around. So you just can't drive that fast, I guess, when you don't have a lot of gravity. See, I hit the ground, and whichever wheel hits first turns into a big pivot. And this is the part of the crater floor that's basically a solidified magma lake. Again, see you can actually watch. Look at this. There is quite a bit of torque because of the electric drivetrain. But check this out. Look how much they spin before you go anywhere. Oh, excuse me. It happened again. Ish. That lack of gravity makes this really difficult. Bet you that is probably just another mineral patch. What is that? I guess it's a rock. But there's no point. Because, like I said before, I don't know how to pick them up. This is further away than I thought it was.
Outbreak is on.
And break. Interesting. Alright, so now I've resorted to basically jumping and trying to using the booster to get to flat parts like this so that I can drive faster. I have no idea where that says 37. I'm assuming that's miles per hour or kilometers per hour, probably. But I have no idea. I don't know what the units are there. So 33 units of some speed. So they usually do this in meters per second is what they, as far as like spaceship speeds, those are usually meters per second in this game. But I'm not so sure about rovers. It probably would be easier and faster to just summon the ship and fly over here. But this is kind of fun. Wonder if anybody races rovers in this game. We are getting closer, but that structure must be huge. Like, absolutely massive for it to not appear to be getting closer. Oh, it's the one thing I didn't want to happen. Can we flip this over? Oh, hey. We did. Look at that. Now. I'm completely disoriented. Where was I? Oh. So, yeah, this thing's kind of like a space side by side, except it's not a side by side because it's a single seater, but you know what I mean. Space ATV, maybe, I guess, would be the more appropriate term. Sheesh. I'm barely touching the accelerator pad, by the way. Oof. Come on. Just not a lot of grip and gravity, I guess. We How do I get turned around? Because that's what I was going towards. Maybe I'm just stupid. That's possible. I'm not gonna roll that out. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get over here. My intention is to climb to the top of that. Then I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do something else. Oh. That's a cliff. Interesting. That came out of nowhere. So again, what's happening there is that the first wheel to touch the ground has all the weight of the rover on it, and so if the wheel is spinning under power, then since there's only one wheel touching the ground and it has all of the weight, It's just, it turns because of that. In whatever direction the wheel is spinning. Oops. I didn't mean to click the fire button. Good thing there's nobody here to care. Let me see if I got turned around again. There's a lack of traction here. Okay, let's see. I think we're still good. You know what I think is throwing me off is the lights. Can I? There we go. There you go. A little more natural light. Whoa. Treat this like a drone, I guess. Yeah. Oh, there it is, I think. Yeah, that's where I was going. Like, I did get turned well. Whoa. Maybe I didn't get turned around. You know what? That's close enough. We're gonna let that go. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna summon the ship.
Ship recalled.
I wanna look at this. Does it come like straight down? Where does it come from? Just gonna sit still. But oh, I hear it. I hear it. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Coming from around the planet. Holland, too. Wow. You see how quickly it rolls in and then lands? I wish I could do that. Wish I could go that fast. Oh, that's me right there. Let's turn around and there we go. One of these other ships is like staring my camera down, or staring my ship down, which is interesting. Ooh. Come on. touch the accelerator that time. Going around these rocks. Just go over this. Here it is. Look at that. Home sweet home. Oh Lord. That's frustrating. Oh, that's really annoying. It landed right on a rock. Are you kidding me?
Ship dismissed.
God darn it. Daggum. Okay. I guess what we need to do then is make our way out of here. We know how far that is, though. Come on, turn around. Oh look, we're back on our original course. So I was headed towards that little, like, cut out claw mark almost in the rock. Not really sure what my map is doing. I feel like something's touching me over there. Maybe it's the cord to my headphones or something, but What is that? Oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh. Okay, phew. Thank goodness for the thruster. That would have been probably not great. Some really deep ravine. Caused by what? I'm not entirely sure. It's pretty cool looking. Stop. Come on. There we go. Oh. Oh. Didn't think I was on anything, but I guess I was. Is that just too steep? Maybe I just don't have the grip. Yep, that's the problem. Just ain't got the grip. This is just a wild structure. I'm just trying to figure it out. Come on. Come on. Whoa. What is that about? Okay.
Check record.
Let's see where the ship lands this time. Oh, wild. Excuse me. Again. See where this thing goes. Over there somewhere. Oh, okay. Let's see what we got. I'm telling you, if it landed in the same place, I'm signing off right now and I'll come back to it. Look at that. We had enough to get up that, believe it or not, even though I swear that's like the same steepness as what I just was not able to do. Are we good this time? No, 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 no. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh. I can't believe I just did that. I cannot believe.
Check record.
I can't believe I just did that. What a dingus. Okay, it's still there. It didn't get too far. Hopefully it lands in the same place. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Go. Bro.
Check record.
Come on. Where are you? Oh my god. You have got to be kidding me.
Check record.
I'm just trying to leave, man. Why is it that hard? Maybe I'll just sit still. Come on. Yeah, let's go, let's land. Okay, now we hope that it didn't land anywhere stupid. Bro. Calm down. Are you serious? Are you serious? Right now. Bro, seriously.
Check dismissed.
What am I supposed to do? Stand on my head? I shouldn't have dismissed it the first time. Of course, that was an accident. I didn't mean to. But, like, where I landed it, I should have just left it. Because trying to get this to land in a spot where I can board it is stupid. Right now, what I'm trying to do is just get somewhere a little more flat. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Come on. Bro, seriously. Am I stuck? I don't really care to lose the vehicle because I can always just buy another one. Honestly, if I could just transfer back to the ship and abandon the vehicle, that would be fine. I just don't know of a way to do that. Excuse me. We're just gonna keep going. I shouldn't have let up. I had momentum. Should have kept it going. Oh no. Come on. Dude. Really? Oh my god, dude. Don't send me back down the mountain. That's frustrating. Come on. I'm thinking that this being a low gravity world is actually working against me. Because there's not enough gravity to pull me down to get grip. Look at the ground changing a bit. It's kind of nuts. Alright, come on. Let's go. We're getting there. Come on. No. There we go. There we go. Yes. Okay.
Ship recalled.
right where I can't get in, isn't it? Oh, wait, maybe we're good. Are we good? I think we did it. What? Cannot board.
Ship dismissed.
No. I didn't even touch that.
Ship recalled.
Maybe if I sit where it doesn't want to go, or maybe if I sit right here where it wants to go, it'll pick somewhere else. Nope. Land somewhere flat, daggone ya. Holy snot. There's a perfectly good flat spot right there. Okay, let's go this way. I know. Yes, I was just looking at that. Thanks.
Ship recalled.
What do we get if we try from here? Where'd you go? Where'd you go this time? Is it in the same spot? Tell me it's not in the same spot. I think it is. I think it's in the exact same spot. Dang. Please. Cannot board. Oh. Finally. That was starting to get frustrating. Right stick up. There we go. Now, let's blow this joint.
Scan detected.
Now I'm just going to point straight up.
Scan detected.
I can't boost. Why can't I boost? Maybe that's just not a thing you can do when you're in orbital flight like this. Hi. Hello. I'm going as fast as I can. You have to get above a certain. Oh,
Landing gear.
I forgot I had the landing gear. Out. There we go. That's what it was. I had the landing gear out. You can't boost when you have the landing gear. At least I think.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You know, usually it kind of tells you where to point. It's not going to. Huff. I know 25 kilometers up should be enough.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
Oh, because it's pointing at. I see. That's fine.
4, 3, 2.
We'll just jump right over the planet. Over to the next star system. And then we're gonna stop playing this for now. I'm gonna take maybe a 5-ish minute break, and then I'll be right back.
Fuel scooping.
Okay. And what I'm gonna do right now is just kind of scooch my way up
Disengage.
over the system so that I'm well away from stars, planets, people, space stations. Alright, and then we're gonna exit the desktop. And let's do, why not have a break? Guess I don't. Let me set that up. Okay, I'm back. Let's rearrange this real quick. Okay. We're gonna do this. There we go. So turn that way down like that. Turn it up just a little, I guess. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? Let's do this. Trying to remember. I've done this before. You can download data from just specific sections of the sky. From any portion of this, from the digitized sky survey. that is. Let's just play with this. Let's see what this is. Let's see what Cyril does with it. Hmm. What do you get if you do this? Probably. Oh. Hmm. Interesting. Not really what I'm looking for. I'm trying to remember what it was. How I was looking at that. Let's just do this. Maybe this is what I was. Let's do this. Oh, maybe that's. Maybe that will help. Let's see. Let's do. Alright. That's not helpful. See, this says. Oh. Let's do 5. See, I don't think that's true. As a matter of fact, I'm certain that that's not true. Let's do. Yeah, see, that's not. like I'm doing something very wrong. I'm sure I am actually. Like, it's not really even a question. I'm just not sure what. I guess it doesn't know what to do with that. I think I broke it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. So this is about the width of the Andromeda Galaxy. How do I... Look at this. That's not what I'm looking for either. See, alright, this is what I'm confused about. So this is measured in degrees. This is measured in hours, minutes, and seconds. And then the deck is measured in degrees, minutes, and seconds. I'm not sure how to convert this to this. Unless I'm not sure why that happened. Unless no. Don't think so. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so 3-digit. Okay, so I still don't understand how that works then. Okay, right here. That's what I want. 355. And wait, that's not. Okay, that's not how that works either. Darn. There we go. I think this is what I want. Okay. 042. 44 points. Let's just do this. I don't think that's going to be right either. I don't think that's right either. 4116.8. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, whoa. This is Andromeda right here. That's it. This is Andromeda. It's kind of wild how it looks like that. I guess they did a better job with some of it than others. So the way this works is... Oh. Didn't even realize I had anybody in here. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't think that makes you gay. So the way that the digitized sky survey works is, there are a few large telescopes around the world that did sky surveys on chemical plates, so basically film photography, and then those were scanned in at roughly 1 arc second per pixel. Nah, you're good. Have a good one. And then it was released so that everybody could look at it. That's actually what Stellarium uses. So if we just... Alright, if we pull this up, and then I enable the digitized sky survey. It's going to take a second to load up here. Okay. And then I need some constellation lines here. Okay. There we go. That's Andromeda right there. So if you were here earlier in the gaming portion of the stream, I showed you where Andromeda and the Triangulum Galaxy were in Elite Dangerous. Well, this is what they look like in real life, and in a dark enough location, this is actually pretty close to what you would see, though this would be a little fainter. But anyway, this background is from the digitized sky survey. And I can zoom in, and if I sit here and wait a second, what it does is it actually downloads the higher resolution version of the sky survey, the closer you get. So if I keep going, so these images were taken, I believe the smallest telescope that was used was a 1 meter telescope. Is there a way I can? There we go. Pause. That's what I want. So you can see, I mean, look, there are individual stars resolved in Andromeda here. Some of those, like these right here, those are individual stars. That right, the reason that looks like that is because that is it's superimposed over the image, because it was one that was measured by Gaia. That's actually in our own galaxy, but that was measured by Gaia, so its location is well known. So they put basically a colored dot on top of it. Let's see. So this right here is that larger dwarf galaxy, M110, that orbits Andromeda. The one that I said might actually have been the core of another galaxy. And if you look real close here, I'm going to turn that back off. Oops. You can see actually there's a little bit of what looks like could be some dust lanes in there. I do wonder if I could get an image of that with my 5-inch. So if we zoom back out here and roll over here and have a look, we've got the Triangulum Galaxy. This is our next closest neighbor other than Andromeda. And it looks like this was taken in an SHO palette because the nebulae are yellow, which usually they should be red, but what's happened here is that the red hydrogen has gotten mapped to green, so they appear yellow. There are actually quite a few easily visible nebulae in here, and actually they're so bright. Some of these you can see some of these nebulae with a large enough telescope in a dark enough sky, and they're actually so bright that some of them, like NGC 604 here, actually, well, they appear in the NGC or the New General Catalog, which means that I bet you could probably pick this one out with a 10 or a 12-inch telescope in a dark location. And I have actually gotten a decent image of this galaxy with getting some detail in this nebula from my own backyard. Excuse me. See these kind of crazy looking stuff right here? This is actually the inside of the telescope. This is an internal reflection. So this is the spider for the secondary mirror. You can actually get a pretty good look at some of the structure of the telescope from the inside. but you'll see these because this was, of course, stitched together from many, 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 many images from these telescopes. Of course, they were able to get large sections from every image, partially because they used those chemical plates, which means that they used a chemical plate that was large enough to cover the entire image circle from the telescope. Whereas, like my telescope, for instance, only going to be imaging a small section of the sky because it working with a small sensor. Not really getting a whole lot going on with the Rosette Nebula. They must not have spent a lot of time looking at it. There's some detail here. Not quite as much as I would expect. Let's see. The Orion Nebula. Do I still? Yeah, I still have DSS turned on. Should have more. Ironically, the default background from Stellarium has more detail on that. This looks like it might actually have come from an amateur image. I'll zoom in a little more here. So these are the stars in the trapezium. These big, bright, white, blue stars. It won't let me select them. Anyway. But they're what actually caused this, the cavitation in the nebula because of their incredibly strong solar winds. Same deal here. These bright stars are causing the ionization and cavitation here in the Running Man Nebula. This is the Horsehead Nebula. Yeah, again, they must not have spent a ton of time on the Horsehead Nebula. Good, decent detail, but it's not super deep. That ain't bad though. That ain't bad at all. This is a target that I have never shot, and I plan to at some point after I get my mount fixed. Flame Nebula. Yeah, again, see, this looks like it was probably taken by an amateur and used in this, that's cool. Witchhead Nebula. How does that look like in DSS? Oh, excuse me. Interesting. Alright. There's something I want to see. I think up here close to Polaris somewhere is a dwarf galaxy. Ursa Minor, yeah, the Ursa Minor dwarf galaxy. Let's just look it up. Or try to anyway. like in the survey. Yeah, it looks like survey didn't really pick it up. So this is, again, it looks like probably somebody, some individual has imaged this and they've used this image. Huh. So the nice thing about the DSS is the way it was processed as one, basically a gigantic mosaic. It's, you know, fairly well cleaned up, I guess. Blended, I guess, is really what I'm looking for. So you can see in whereas this, obviously you can tell that that is an image that is overlaid in the middle of a bunch of simulated stars, showing, you know, places where Gaia has image stars. But then you flip on the DSS image and you see all of these little background stars and galaxies and whatnot. I don't think I can, I can't even select all of these little galaxies, because they're not in any of the catalogs that I have downloaded in Stellarium. So here's something that I have actually imaged myself. The East Vale Nebula. What I was looking for earlier was, I know that there is a way to download data from the SDSS, and you can actually specify what section of the sky you want to see, and you can download the individual color channels, and then you can process it. And I think it would be really interesting to grab this section, or any, you know, nebula, well-known deep sky object, whatever, and process it myself and see what it looks like. So let's try that again. Oh, is that what I was looking for? I'm gonna have to find it again, I guess, and I'll keep looking here for a second. But if I don't find it here in just a second, we'll let it go. Okay. Not sure what that does. Hmm. I'll try this again. Let's do this. Alright, how do I... Okay. I feel like this is not what this is supposed to be showing. Yeah, that's not... Something's different. Oh, there we go. I'm just a dingus. Don't worry about me none. Okay. Okay. Anyway, something about this. Obviously, I must be confused about something. I am thoroughly confused. I thought that this was supposed to be showing an image. But I must be woefully incorrect. There has to be something here. There's no way there's not. So I must be confused. But anyway, that's not what I was looking for anyway. That just was interesting. And I tell you what, honestly, if I can't figure out the way that I did it before, then I may spend the time to just see what I can do about downloading or using Python to pull what I want. Let's see about this. I feel like it might have been from Mast, actually. See, this is what they got from, this is the actual image that they would have gotten from DSS. So actually, significantly more contrast than what Stellarium shows. Oh, I didn't realize that was still running. Let's get rid of that. So that ain't half bad. So you can see Barnard's Loop and the brighter portions of that, and then right over here should be, you know, there's the Woodshed Nebula right there. But again, they're supposed to be I swear. Not sure what that was. I swear there is an easy way to download that. this. A lot, and I mean a lot, of space telescope and even ground telescope, observatory data is available for free. You can just find it out there, download it, look through it. Yeah, I know I did this, and I think I'm just forgetting. Wow. Is any of this cast data, does any of this still exist? Wow. A CSV. Query server? You're kidding. Wow. Is the older stuff just gone? What is this? Some kind of program. That's interesting. This is not what I was looking at before, but it could be interesting. Let's just have a look at it. Be careful downloading things, by the way. The only reason I downloaded that was because it was on the SDSS page, and I don't think that they would put anything malicious on there. Must be broken like everything else that I've tried to do tonight. Oh, there we go, here we go. It just took way longer than I expected. What is this? What is this? What is this? I don't understand what this is. Image displaying an analysis. Huh. Does that... Ooh. That's interesting. So this is data from an image that I took of the Bubble Nebula. So I'm guessing what that is the red, green, and blue. So that's interesting. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what that means. Obviously, this is not meant for, you know, pretty pictures. This is meant for analysis. Is there a way to... Oh. Oh, that's how you stretch it, I guess. Huh. Well, again, not what I'm looking for, so get back to that eventually. Anyway, I think I'm going to call that a night, and so didn't really have any real astronomy questions, but I kind of yapped at you for a while, so hopefully somebody learned something. And maybe next time we'll hang out and either work on the website or try out some programmatic ways to download images from DSS, and either maybe what I'll do is I'll see if I can find a project on GitHub that already does that, or I'll start a Python project just for that, so you can download data sets from SDSS and have a look at any part of the sky that it surveyed, and you know, be able to play with some high quality data from some really big telescopes for free without having to spend many thousands to millions of dollars. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for tonight, and I hope to do more streams here in the near future. Have a good night.